say amen? Amen. I'm so glad you're here. We've got people on vacation. We've got the whole crew that's at regional convention, and yet you're here tonight. And I'm glad you came to church. I want this prayer meeting tonight to encourage us, and I'll share more later. But I want to begin by singing song number 392 in your Sing to the Lord songbook. Song number 392. Can we stand and sing this song together? It's a great song. We haven't sung it in quite a while. I hope you'll sing it with me. I found a friend in Jesus. He's everything to me. He's the fairest of 10,000 to my soul. The lily of the valley, in him alone I see. All I need to cleanse and make me fully whole. In sorrow he's my comfort, in trouble he's my stay. He tells me every care on him to roll. He's the lily of the valley, the bright and morning star. He's the fairest of 10,000 to my soul. He all my griefs has taken, and all my sorrows borne. In temptation he's my strong and mighty tower. I've all for him forsaken, I've all my idols torn from my heart, and now he keeps me by his vow. Though all the world forsake me, and Satan tempt me sore, through Jesus I shall safely reach the goal. He's the lily of the valley, the bright and morning star. He's the fairest of 10,000 to my soul. He'll never, never leave me, nor yet forsake me. While I live by faith, there is nothing within. A wall of fire about me, I've nothing now to fear. With his manna he my hungry soul shall fill. Then sweeping up to glory, I'll see his blessed face, where rivers of delight shall ever roll. He's the lily of the valley, the bright and morning star. He's the fairest of 10,000 to my soul. In sorrow he's my comfort, in trouble he's my stay. He tells me every care on him to roll. Oh, he's the lily of the valley, the bright and morning star. He's the fairest of 10,000 to my soul. I want to sing a couple of verses of I've Anchored in Jesus, and I did not jot down the page number, so if you'll just bear with me for a moment, I'm going to find it real quick. It is song number, I don't know. Song number I've Anchored in, help me Lord, 570. So turn to song number 570, and let's sing just a couple of verses of I've Anchored in Jesus, the storms of life I'll brave. Upon life's boundless ocean, where mighty billows roll, I fix my hope in Jesus, blessed anchor of my soul. When trials fierce assail me and storms again me roar, I rest upon his mercy and trust in tonight. We are so grateful that we have an anchor. We are grateful that in every stress and strain and storm of life, our anchor is you. We're here tonight to worship you. Our hearts are still focused on worship. We're here to worship you tonight. We're here to lift you up. We're here to testify and give thanks and praise to you. We thank you for this good crowd tonight. We thank you for our online audience. We pray you would bless everyone who is tuned into this service tonight. Oh God, minister to our hearts and encourage each one of us this evening. And help us, I pray, for Jesus' sake. In Jesus' name I pray, and all God's people said, Amen. Amen. You may be seated. Well, if you would like to hear the kids' choir sing, would you say amen? Amen. I know you are. All right, so he cut a deal in the back room. You heard him do that, didn't you? So there you go. He said, what was the deal? Something. Anyway. Y'all ready to sing? Miss Ella, this is kind of like Naomi and the Seagulls tonight, isn't it? You don't know who that is, do you? How about Connie and the Hoppers? Do you know who that is? All right. Well, either way. Kids choir, the Lord bless you. Between a set of twins, let's put it that way, let's be generic. But I've noticed that height-wise, one is starting to take off just a little bit. But that was good. And Miss Ellie, I'm proud of you being the only girl up there singing tonight. Bless you, bless you. So here's what I want to do tonight. I want us to have testimonies, but can I just share with you? We didn't really have an abbreviated chapel today. We had regular chapel service, didn't we, Trina? We really did. And yet the older class wasn't there. They're in Wisconsin. By the way, they're doing good. Can I read something to you real quick? Because I don't know if any of them are tuned in because they're busy doing their own thing. But now we got beat pretty bad in basketball, but it's a rebuilding year, right? Remember how bad the Colts were when they first came to Indianapolis? I mean, come on. Just give us a little break. We'll catch up. But listen to this. Sherry Mosier was third place in the 100-meter dash out of either 15 or 20 kids. How cool is that? Yeah, give her a hand. And Chris was third place in shot put, and that was out of 10 or 12 kids. So give him a round of applause. And Tucker just missed sixth place in 100-meter by a half step, and there were probably 18 to 20 kids in that. So give Tucker a round of applause as well. And sometime, maybe about now, I don't know, the duet's going to be singing. So we ought to pray for them. Didn't they do good Sunday night? I was so proud of them. But anyway, in chapel this morning, I talked to the kids about worship. I told them what we've been talking about here at church, what we talked about Sunday morning, and then I went to the book of Revelation, chapter 1, and I talked about John on the Isle of Patmos, and I noticed that there were. I need to go ahead and do this. John Anderson, I need you to go ahead and get in place, if you could, oh, Curtis, you're Brother Tom, do you mind helping me tonight? I read to them where John was on the Isle of Patmos, but when the Lord's Day rolled around, he was in the spirit of worship, and he began to worship God. You don't have to turn there, but there's a wonderful word of worship and praise. That's really the way John begins. The way he begins his letter to the seven churches. It wasn't just to the seven churches. Look at verse number 3 of chapter 1. He said, "Blessed is he that readeth, and they that hear the words of this prophecy, and keep those things which are written therein, for the time is at hand." And then he goes on to say, John, to the seven churches which are in Asia, grace be unto you and peace from him which is, and which was, and which is to come, and from the seven spirits which are before his throne, and from Jesus Christ, who is the faithful witness, and the first begotten of the dead, and the prince of the kings of the earth. And here's what he said: "Unto him that loved us, and washed us from our sins in his own blood, and hath made us kings and priests unto God and his Father." Here's what he says: "To him be glory and dominion forever and ever. Amen." John said that. John said, hallelujah, to him who sits upon the throne, to him who loved us and washed us from our sins. And so here's what I shared with the kids this morning. In every stress and strain of life, there's always a reason to be thankful. And most of the time, we only talk about giving thanks at what season? Somebody tell me. Thanksgiving. We normally take a little time in prayer meeting to say, tell us what you're thankful for. Have you noticed that by and large we don't do that any other time of the year? And no other time of the year do we talk about what we're thankful for. And it hit me before I had chapel this morning that was the case. And so I told the kids this. I said, there are good reasons to praise God. We talked about, what's the first thing we do when we normally come in here in a service? What is the first thing we do? What is it? We sing. We sing praises to God. We worship God. We let Jesus know how grateful we are for him. John was doing that. He was praising God. But why? Why do we do that? What was the focus of what John said? Well, it was very simple. It was 2 points. One, he was worshiping and praising God because he loved us. To him that loved us. I think sometimes we forget that that's the reason why God sent his son. We can talk about the sacrifice. We can talk about the need for his shed blood. We can talk about all of those deep doctrinal, theological things. But John 3:16 is very simple and very clear. Amen. God so loved the world that he gave his son. Amen. And if I don't have anything else to be thankful for, I can be thankful every day that Jesus loves me. He loves me. To him who loved us. John started right there. He didn't just stop there, though, but he went on to say, and washed us from our sins, so we could say that he loved us and that he loosed us from our sins. When we testify, I'm going to preach Sunday about the object of redemption, or the object of worship. W was the willingness of worship. Boy, I'm giving it away. Sunday, O would be the object of worship. When we worship him, there's a good reason. And it's because Jesus Christ, the Son of God, set us free. Now, I've told you this story before about an evangelist that came to our church, and he was holding a revival in a southern state. And a young lady stood up and testified, and the pastor leaned over to him and said, this is a new convert. She was a prostitute in Houston, Texas. And a group went and had a street meeting, and she got saved on the sidewalk that day. And when she stood and testified that night, she said these words. She said, that day in Houston, Texas, when I knelt down, she said, I knelt down a tramp. But she said, when I stood up a lady. You see, that's what the blood of Jesus Christ can do for us. And that's good reason to be thankful, right? Amen. Those two reasons. He loved us. He loved me when I was unlovable. He still loves me. Even if I'm still unlovable, Jesus still loves us. Amen. And he loosed us. That's what John said. So, here's what I thought of. And at first I wasn't sure I was going to get much participation. But I thought, you know what? I'm going to wait them out. Because I want to hear something from all of them. And we ended up hearing something from all of them. But I took the time to say, kids, here's what I want to talk about today. I want to talk about something today that I'm thankful for. Today. Not something from a long time ago. Something today that I'm thankful for. You know what I told them? I was thankful that yesterday I did not give in to the temptation to buy a double cheeseburger, no onions, fries well done, even though someone here tonight posted a picture of a double cheeseburger and fries well done on my Facebook page. Now that is not of God, because it about got me. But I was being serious, and they're looking at me like I'm crazy, but, you know, I'm trying to get in shape, and that's not fun to do. And I love double cheeseburgers. Can I confess that tonight? And, you know, then some idiot posted a picture of a gorgeous, like a quarter pounder that looked like an Angus burger. Have any of y'all ever eaten an Angus burger? Oh, they're heavenly. And someone posted a picture of one of those, and I was just dying. And then someone posted a picture of popcorn, and so it got my mind off of a double cheeseburger, which helped. But I said to them that I was thankful that I did not give in to the temptation to stop at McDonald's and do that. You may think that's crazy. It's not crazy to me. I'm trying to lose weight. I need to, really badly. I'm trying to get in shape. I need to really badly. And so for me, it was a personal victory that I didn't do that. Amen? So will you let that be my note of thanks tonight? Because I mean it with everything that's within me. So here's what I want to do tonight. I want as many as possible to testify. And here's what I want you to think about. Now, I feel sorry for whoever's going to go first unless you've already thought of something. But I don't want you to share some generic, I'm thankful that Bitcoin is a great thing, or I'm thankful that, that we still live in America. I want you to think of something today, this moment, that maybe happened today, that maybe happened yesterday, that you can say, Pastor Don, I'm thankful for this. Can you do that tonight? All right, we've already got one on our feet, so I'm thankful that you can run back there, precious brother. So,
something. When I got back, the pastor was in the kitchen in the church, and he helped me today, and I was very thankful for that.
Hallelujah. That's perfect. My brother, go ahead. Is he telling you what to say, Bob?
I told him, said, don't be thankful that you can eat a double cheeseburger.
That's the last thing I can do.
That's funny.
I've been avoiding that too. I'm thankful that we have a wonderful house of worship to come
Amen.
to today.
Amen.
Not
Today.
yesterday, not last week, but today.
Today.
It's
Praise
a wonderful
God.
place. I've been watching video. It's the movie called Jesus of Nazareth. Goes from his birth till his death. And I haven't got quite to the part where they've arrested him yet, but it's just amazing to think what it would have been like to have lived in the day where we could actually see him, talk to him, and have seen his mighty miracles and work. And but I think today we can't see him, but we know that he's alive. He lives
Amen.
inside of us. He's with us. He carries us when we can't make it on our own.
That's right.
He's taken me many a time. And I just love the Lord. It's great to be a child of the King. Can't think of anything I'd rather do than to be in the house of God.
Praise God. Brother Taylor.
Amen. We had a hot water heater go out after it gave us 22 or 23 years. It was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And so we went and got another one, and it was a friend's day off. So he came with us and helped me get it down. He was the muscle of it in there. And we're getting it installed. That's got its own challenges, but we got a little bit of a refund from the Uncle Sam, so it's covered.
Thank
And
the
I'm
Lord.
thankful. I can do things. I can learn new skills. I can grow in my handy-manliness. So God has helped us through this whole thing.
Amen.
And I want to just praise him and thank him. I am thankful.
Amen. Praise God. Who's next? Mr. Bennett. Brother John, I think you can get over here faster than Brother Tom. Sorry, bro. Just trying to help you out.
Thankful God spoke to me out of his word just today. Stand still and see the salvation of the Lord.
Amen.
Sometimes that's hard for me to do, but I'm thankful I want to have a teachable spirit to what God tells me daily in his word. And I'm
Amen.
thankful.
Amen. Amen. Who's next? Sister Kim. Aren't you glad it's Thanksgiving time, y'all? Go ahead.
So today at work, I was talking to one of my coworkers, and she was telling me how we get to work from home one day a week, and some of my other coworkers had been telling her that they like to take a certain day off because the leadership leaves early, so they can leave early and nobody notices. And I told her that, I couldn't have that on my conscience, and they have to answer to God one day whether leadership knows that they're there or not, and it's not worth that. And she said to me, Kim, people don't think like you do. And it hit me. I thought, to me, that's common sense. But thank the Lord, I don't think like they do. It was just something that, just when she said that, it just struck me like, oh, that's true, But I thank the Lord that I could be a witness to her through that, but also that he did change the way I think, and I don't think the way that everybody else thinks. And then I guess I have two. The second one is, it seems little and small, but to me it's a big deal. I like the weather being warmer because getting out in nature and doing things, that's how I see God the best. And I feel like I can relate to him the best. And with it being warm again, I can be out every day and doing that. And I thank the Lord for that.
Praise God. Absolutely. That's exactly right. Thank the Lord. Sister Gloria.
I'm thankful every day for the love of the Lord in my soul.
Amen.
I love him so much, and I thank him today that his love is just as real as it was yesterday
Praise
and the day
God.
before.
Thank the Lord.
But I wanted to say that I am thankful. Sunday afternoon, I was trying to get ready, come to church Sunday evening, and I did one of my, down I went, and I bruised myself up a lot, but I didn't break anything.
Thank the Lord.
And I tell you, it's so wonderful, though, when I can't figure out how I am going to get my body up off the floor. I can just reach up and say, Lord, I need your help again right now. I need to be lifted up. I can just raise my hand and it's like he takes a hold of it and puts me right up on my feet. It's just amazing when you have that kind of faith that you can just put your hand in his and he takes care of it all. I am so thankful for the love of the Savior.
Praise God. Praise God. Thank the Lord. Thank the Lord. Who's Miles?
I thank the Lord for him helping me.
Well, amen. I'm glad he is helping you. Thank the Lord. Yes, ma'am.
I am so thankful that God loves me.
Amen.
I stole that from you, but also I am thankful. I've been praying for my lilac bush. It's really old and it hasn't been blooming, and this year it bloomed a whole lot, and I can go out and smell it. It's so beautiful, and I love the flowers.
That's a
And
good
I
thing to
thank
be
God
thankful
for
for.
that.
Absolutely. Mr. Ethan.
I'm thankful that I'm healthy and that the Lord allowed me to come to church tonight, and I'm glad that I'm in his house, and I'm thankful that God has blessed my family, and I'm glad that I'm here tonight.
Amen. Amen. Brother Larry.
I'm thankful because God watches over me.
Yes.
I drive a lot of miles in a week's time. I see a lot of wrecks. God keeps his hand on me.
Yes.
But the most thing I'm most thankful for, 2,000 years ago, God was on the tree
That's right.
and he saw me.
Yes.
He saw all of us. But
Yes.
I always think he saw me on
Yes.
the tree. He
Amen.
died for me.
Yes.
I didn't know him, but he knew me.
Yes. Praise God. I didn't know him, but he knew me. That's right. Sister Bates.
I'm so thankful for prayer. Prayer has always been something very, very close to my heart. As you know, I grew up on a mission field, and there was many times the only thing we had was prayer. We would be in crazy situations, and I knew that my parents had the only thing was prayer. But as I have grown, it has always been close, and I pray with the kids before they go to school, pray with them at night. But this year, for some reason, at Easter and Good Friday, it's not anything I didn't know before, but the part where the veil was rent in twain, and it was just really important for me to make sure the twins knew what that was. And when I began to tell them about that, the Lord began to bless my heart, and I felt God's presence, and he began to bless me and say, Amy, if it wasn't for that, on the way to school you couldn't pray with them. At night you couldn't pray with them. When they're upset, you couldn't stop and say, let's talk to Jesus about this. When you were scared on a mission field, it was the same way. Anne had appendicitis and my sister had it. And it flooded back the memories. The border did not close, it did not open until 6 a.m. and her appendix was seeping. And she was in very bad shape, and we knew it wasn't long, and she was fading very fast. And as a family, we gathered and we began to pray. And I was really, really young, but I'll never forget praying that she would make it till the border could open, that my parents would make it across the border, and that they would save her life. And at that moment, the only thing we had was prayer, and it was the only thing we needed. And this year I wanted to make sure the twins knew what a privilege it was to pray. But when I began to tell them what a privilege it was, God blessed my heart, and he renewed all of that for me, and I am so grateful for his presence.
Praise God. Thank the Lord. Oh, these are good. Brother Josh.
I'm so thankful tonight that we serve a God who supplies our daily needs. He doesn't
Yes.
expect us to tackle the entire future at once, but every single day it's new and fresh, and he gives us the strength we need
That's
to keep
right.
on moving forward with him. I love him tonight.
That's right. His mercies are new every morning. Thank the Lord. Dawn.
Well, this kind of goes along with what Amy said. Last night I was praying and I was asking God, what a servant leadership was. And so I reached into the side of my end table, and I knew I had this notebook I opened it and it said sermon from 10/24/21. It said, let's build an altar. And it goes on to say, encourage us to build an altar. Our greatest need is to pray for ourselves, our family, and our friends. And then it just keeps going on about prayer. And I'm digging deep into this, and it's, you know, because these are my notes as well that I took a year ago. And I wrote, pray, pray, pray until God shows up. It's God's work that will move. The only way things will change will be through prayer. And I'm going to build an altar, so God, you will meet me there. I enjoy spending time with you. And I wrote that. As I kept going, I came across a prayer list that I had for my business trip. And I asked God, and I numbered them, and I asked him to answer these prayers. One prayer was, I was asking him to provide money for this trip. Paula Dunhofer came up to me, gave me an envelope, and said, it ain't much. This is for your trip. I was like, wow, I've been praying for that. And it was $50. Whoa, I wasn't expecting that, you know. So I had committed to raising $1,000 for Cleaning for a Reason. I already donate service, I already give money each month, but this was something that I wanted to do. God provided that. Number 2, he provided all the gas, the hotels, everything. I even asked God, I want to go to Waco to Magnolia Market. I wrote it all down. He made that happen. He paid for all. He provided everything. The whole thing for this whole trip was $3,000. I didn't put it on a credit card. I didn't go in debt. It was all paid in full.
Praise God.
And this takes me back to what I'm thankful for. I'm thankful for last night when I reached inside my end table and pulled out my notebook that I had a sermon that I could a year ago reference back to prayer, and I'm very thankful for taking notes and God answering prayer and praying.
Praise God. Praise God. Thank the Lord. Anyone else? Brother Wesley. It's Wesley, right? Right? Okay, that's what I thought.
I am thankful because I'm part of this great family. I know now I have a new family, not the one in Haiti only, but I have you, and I'm thankful for that.
Praise God. Thank the Lord. We are glad to have you, my brothers. Brother Terry.
I'm thankful because people may not live up to our expectations, but God never fails. He's always there for us and never lets us down. Praise God.
Amen. Amen. Praise God. Sister Kathy.
I'm thankful for the assurance that we have of God's presence in our life daily. I've talked to several different people today on the phone, caught up with my sister, talking to Amanda, and they're trouble, all kinds of things. I'm going, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. I don't have an answer, which is difficult for me. I'm a fixer. But it'll be fine. And he said, aren't you kind of bothered by this? Aren't you concerned? I'm going, can't do anything about it. God will take care of it.
That's right.
And I'm thankful that he's there.
That's right. Praise God. Thank the Lord. Brother Gene, you about to jump up? I'm not jump up, but you're about to get up.
Thank the Lord gave me strength to work in the garden today, and I got
Thank the Lord.
2 more tomato plants planted, so I'm thankful for that, and I'm just thankful that He's bringing me through this deep, dark valley.
Yes, He is.
He's going to help me, and I love Him more certainly.
Praise God. Thank the Lord. Brother George, we go from the oldest creeks to the youngest creeks. No, not really. Something like that.
Well, I thank the Lord for the strength He gave me today. It seemed like this time of the year, there's about 5 times as much you do that you can get done one day, but I think I probably did a day and a half worth today. But anyway, so thankful for the strength.
Praise God.
As you get older, sometimes you realize that, probably couldn't have got that much done. Or we got maybe more done last year or this year, but I just thank the Lord for the see the new life and the flowers and all those things. And I just thank him for his goodness and mercy to me. I'm glad that he saved me, that he sanctified me, and I want to keep him first. You know, it's as you get older, it might be easy to coast, but that just doesn't work very good, even when you get older, because you have to keep striving to enter into the straight gate. I know that it's worth striving for, and I want to make heaven my home.
Praise God. Thank the Lord. Anyone else? These have all been so good. Brother Rod, well, you haven't been able to be here in quite a long time on Wednesday night. I'm so
His
glad.
grace and his love to Rod Bohr. I appreciate how he's helped me through life. I was a young man when I found Jesus. I'm becoming an old man. I'll be 65, 4th of July. But I intend to serve him and mind him. I got involved in a mission field out in Arizona, and I got involved with the homeless people. And it touched my heart so much. I was driving down through there, and I began to weep and cry. And the chaplain said, "Rob, what's wrong?" I said, "If it wasn't for God's grace and God's love, there go I." I said, "It's only God's grace that put me where I'm at."
Amen.
We started a real estate company out there, and I had to meet with this guy, and I walked in his office and sat down, and he said, "Rod, I've heard you're quite a giver." I said, "No, not really. I just returned it back to who it belonged to. I didn't give nothing. It didn't belong to me to start with. It belonged to God." And he said, "Well, I want to know more about your testimony." So I testified to him. And then he said, "Well, I want to do business." When he stuck his hand out to shake my hand, I said, "I want to hear your testimony first." He started testifying to me. I love him tonight. I'm glad he's alive. I'm glad it's real. I appreciate his plan of salvation.
Thank the Lord. Thank the Lord. Anyone else? Sister Betsy.
I want to thank the Lord for all he does for me every single day. And Larry was talking about how traveling works. I travel 40 or more miles every single day trying to get to school, and I'm so thankful for Safe Travel Mercies. I'm thankful for a babysitter for my daughter, and for Curtis just recently got another job. He works about 3 jobs at a time usually, plus he's a full-time student. I don't know how he does all that, but I'm very thankful. And a few weeks ago, he started working for someone that I've known my whole life, and I'm very thankful for this job opportunity. And then there's also, we want to redo our kitchen, and some nicer appliances would be nice. And just recently, his new boss is emptying out a house. They were doing a kitchen remodel for someone, and they have a newer fridge and oven or stove that we are able to get for free. And just little things that God just keeps blessing us with. And at school, I'm a little less stressed. A stressful situation became a lot less stressful. And last week, I requested prayer, and I'm so thankful for the prayers. This week has been much better. I am personally very tired, but God has been there for me, and there's just been times I've been able to sing, and in the car I'm like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do with a 3-month-old. What are you supposed to sing to her? What are you supposed to talk to her about? Like, I'm in the car, and in my head I focus, and I'm just quiet usually, but I'm just trying to sing to her, and I want her to know hymns, and I want her to know all the praise songs possible by the time she's even 2 or 3, she can sing them on her own. But God has just been helping me, and he's been doing so much in my life. I have so many things to be thankful for, but those are just a few.
Amen. Thank the Lord. Thank the Lord. And Curtis, you did a good job Sunday night. You put that service together very well, and it was very, very good. And the kids sang beautifully. I was very, very proud. Thank the Lord. Brother Murdoch.
I'd like to thank the Lord for his hand of protection. When you're working outside in the yard, you don't always do the smartest thing. And I was using a chainsaw and reaching up, probably saw's in my hand like this. I'm cutting off a limb about this long, this big around. And I didn't think about, I just thought just cut it off and just drop it right on the ground. But when it came off, it took the saw with it. And the saw come down and caught me in my pant leg. And it stopped. But see, the government built this safety thing into a chainsaw, like where you bump that little thing in the front. And I must have bumped that because it stopped right when it hit my leg. It tore my pants, but it didn't touch my leg, the skin.
Thank the Lord.
So I'm thankful for that, but I'm also thankful that 7 years and 1 day ago, right over there, the Lord saved me.
Praise God.
There was no altar call given, but I felt like that if I didn't go to the altar and pray, that was the last time I was gonna get. Maybe I had more times, but the Lord has been true to me, and the devil's picked on me a lot. But you know, he's quit picking on the same thing because the thing he's picking on didn't work. But you know, if you just let the devil have one little place to get in, he'll get in, and then you'll be right back where you were at before. And I don't want to do that.
Right.
I want to thank the Lord for all that he's done for me.
Praise God.
He's taken care of me, and I love him.
Praise God. Thank the Lord. Thank the Lord. Sister Shirley.
I'm thankful to be here tonight. And I'm so thankful how God has put such a love in my heart. I love him with all my heart.
Amen. Praise God. Thank the Lord. Anyone else? Oh, these have been so very good. So good. Thank you.
Pastor, I'm thankful for the good weather too, as several people have mentioned, except that it made me go outside and run a chainsaw for about 3 hours. And unfortunately, I still have all my digits just like Charles.
Thank the Lord.
Grateful for the strength and the weather.
Amen. Praise God. Thank the Lord. Thank you, gentlemen. I appreciate that. Can we sing this? I thought of this song when Sister Russell was talking about needing God to just help pick her up. I thought of this song. Sing it with me. I was sinking deep in sin, far from the peaceful shore, very deeply stained within, sinking to rise no more. But the Master of the sea heard my despairing cry. From the waters lifted me, now safe am I. Love lifted me. Love lifted me. When nothing else could help, love lifted me. Love lifted me. Love lifted me. When nothing else could help, love lifted me. Oh, love lifted me. Yes, love lifted me. When nothing else could help, love lifted me. Love lifted me. Love lifted me. When nothing else could help, love lifted me. Praise God.
Brother Baker, I didn't testify when I had the mic, but I feel like
That's okay.
God has blessed me today.
Praise
And,
God.
I just want to thank Him for that love that lifted me.
Praise
I
God.
was with my family in Nebraska, and I seen the horrible pit of sin where God lifted me up
Praise
and set
the
my
Lord.
feet on that solid rock. And it's such a wonderful thing to have that blessed assurance that Jesus is mine.
Praise God.
He comes into the car or the van, wherever you're at, and He witnesses to your spirit and
Yes.
as well to your soul. That's worth all the money and all the gold
That's
in this
right.
whole world to know that Jesus is alive and He's real. And
That's
if you
right.
can worship Him in your car, you can worship Him in your bedroom, you can
That's
worship
right.
Him in church. When Jesus is real, hallelujah.
Praise God.
It means everything to me, and I'm thankful that He's real tonight
Praise
to my
God.
heart and my soul.
Praise God. Thank the Lord. Thank the Lord. Oh, this has been so good. I want to share some things with you. Babe, I think I want you to play Blessed Assurance, Jesus is Mine. Oh, what a foretaste of glory divine while we're getting ready to pray. But I want to share a few things with you real quick. First of all, Ronnie Romans' mother, who's way up in years, Margaret Romans is way up in years. She's in the hospital tonight. And Ronnie's there with her. And we need to pray for Margaret Romans, pray for Ronnie tonight, that God would be with him. Tomorrow, his cousin and Phoebe passed away, and he has to preach his funeral. So would you pray for him tomorrow that God would help him? And then Verna's not feeling well tonight, and so let's remember the Romans family as we pray tonight. Pray for our NCS students, that God would speak to their hearts and help them. Pray that God will give them safe traveling mercies as they come home. Let's pray the Lord will keep his hand upon them. Pray for Paul Howard. He is doing better. He intends to try to be in church Sunday. He's gone through pretty incredible surgery, and he's on the mend, still very, very weak, but he plans to try to come to church Sunday, so remember him in prayer. Pray for the Sunday services. Pray that God will bless us and help us and speak to us. I sensed that the Lord was here this past Sunday, and I was so grateful for his help Sunday morning and Sunday night. And then I have an unspoken request. I want to be careful what I say. I realize that we are broadcasting live, but this coming Tuesday is primary day, and I hope that many of you are planning to vote in the primary. I'm not going to tell you how to vote, but I do hope and pray that you would vote your values. And I want to say this, we don't think primaries are important, but they are important, and you need to do your due diligence and make sure the person you're casting a vote for is true to values that you believe in. Now, how did I say that? I did not tell you how to vote, did I? But I would hope that there are some values that you strongly believe in that when you go to the ballot box, you would vote for, right? Amen. As Christians, not as Republicans or Democrats, as Christians. And there is a race in particular that I can't publicly say too much about, but I felt impressed of the Lord to make it a priority, and I have within the last 24 hours. And I believe strongly that we need Almighty God to intervene, very much so. I wish I could say more, but I really can't. But I want you to pray that God would help us, and pray that God would help our folks. Our nation is in desperate need of the help of God. But one of the greatest tools that we have at our disposal is fulfilling our responsibility as citizens of the greatest nation on the face of the earth. Right? And it's very difficult for us to sit and complain if we do nothing about it on election day. All right? So, again, I'm not trying to get too political, but I hope you will do your constitutional duty and go vote on May the 3rd. And I want you to earnestly pray for a situation that God would intervene. And if you'd like to know more about it, at the conclusion of this service, come and talk to me, and I'm happy to talk to you about it. Do you have any prayer requests that you would like to mention before we pray? Yes, ma'am.
My cousin Lance, his wife has said, please keep praying for him.
Okay. He's the one that has Agent Orange and is in the hospital?
Yeah.
Okay.
He has turned to lung cancer, and it's just a matter of time before he passes. And I'm not exactly for sure if he's right with God or not.
Oh, let's remember this request. Any others? Go ahead. Okay, let's pray for Mary tonight. Pray for, the Hires are on vacation, I think in Alabama. Let's pray for them. Lee and Jill had a concert this weekend in Ohio, and it was with family, and so they're on their way back now. But let's pray that God would keep them safe. And again, all the whole crew that's in Wisconsin, let's pray for them. Anybody else? Yes, ma'am. Okay. Let's pray for your granddaughter. Yes, Paul.
Please remember Uncle Herschel in Florida. He had a stroke this weekend, and he's had some good days, and he goes back in that days, and please just keep him.
Okay. Is Herschel was his name? All right. Let's remember this request. Anybody else? Yes, sister.
I know I feel like
request prayer for myself. I feel like I'm being selfish. The president, this and that, this taking such a toll.
I know it is.
And I don't want to get to where I'm confined to a wheelchair because it's going to be a major hardship on me.
I know.
But I just need a special touch from God to get me back to where I can do what I need to do.
All right, but I'm going to anoint you with oil tonight, okay? I'll do that as we pray, all right? Any other prayer requests? Yes, Michael.
My brother-in-law's wife was diagnosed last week with dementia and stage 4 cancer.
I'm so
And,
sorry.
she passed away yesterday.
I'm so
And
sorry.
my wife's flying to Texas on Friday.
Oh, let's remember Maria's family in prayer. I thought I saw another hand start to, yes, Brother John.
Have you heard anything about Tom Bell?
I have not. I've not seen an update. Have you?
I read today where they only did 3 bypasses, they thought they were gonna have to do 5, and he's out of surgery doing well.
Okay, thank the Lord. Let's pray for Tom Bell. Yes, Brother Tom.
Jason Lindahl.
Let's pray for Jason. We prayed for him last Wednesday night. The young man's going through a lot and needs God to help him. Let's remember him in prayer. Anyone else? I'm sure we have unspoken requests. God sees every need. Would you gather in around the altar? Let's pray together. Folks, we have assurance that Jesus is with us and that he's here to help us. Let's lift our voices together and pray. And while we're praying, I'm going to anoint Sister Gloria. Let's just lift our voices together tonight. Folks, God cares about every one of these requests. And I believe with all of my heart that corporate praying matters. Us praying together, I believe, is so important. So let's lift our voices tonight and pray. Jesus, thank you that you are here. Thank you that you have met with us tonight. Oh God, these testimonies encouraged our hearts together. We just felt like it was appropriate to stop and say thank you. Lord, we don't want to just do that at Thanksgiving time, but more often than not, we want to say thank you. Thank you for your goodness. Thank you that you love us. Thank you that you loosed us. Thank you that you are helping us. Oh God, thank you that you are here tonight. Thank you that we've sensed your presence in this place. Thank you that you are moving among people, that you are touching hearts, that you are drawing people to you, that God is on the throne, that prayer changes things, that Jesus is still interceding for every one of us. We say thank you tonight, Lord. We thank you for your grace. We thank you for your mercy. We thank you for your goodness. We thank you for your blessings. You've been better to us than we deserve. And we thank you tonight, Lord Jesus. We thank you that you are here and you are here to help us tonight. God, we lift all of these prayer requests to you this evening. You know every need. We lift them to you this evening, Jesus. Oh, intercede in every situation, we pray. Oh, God, you know about this unspoken request, about this election that's coming up. Oh, God, we need you to intervene in a situation. God, religious freedom is at stake. And God, we don't want to sit idly by and let the devil continue to make inroads. Lord, if we can make a difference, we want to make a difference. And so we stepped out on a limb and we stepped out on faith, and we're asking you to help tonight, blessed Jesus. And we thank you, Lord, for what you've done. We thank you for how you've helped. But, oh, God, there's work to be done, and we're asking you over the next few days to intervene. And we pray that you would. God, we pray that you would bless us and help us this weekend. Oh, God, we're trusting you to move in our midst and speak to our hearts. And we're trusting you to have your will and way in the service. Oh, God, tonight we anoint Gloria Russell with oil in the blessed name of Jesus. Oh, God, MS has taken its toll. But, oh, Jesus, you're able tonight to help her. And I pray that you would in Jesus' name. And I pray that you would touch her just now and help her. Oh, God, give her strength. thank you for what you're doing for Beach Grove Independent Nazarene Church. Oh God, you've been better to us than we deserve, and you're helping us beyond measure. And God, you're opening doors. We pray you would continue to open doors that no man can shut. We pray you'd continue to touch people's hearts. We pray you'd continue to help us to be a lighthouse. God, make us a bigger lighthouse than we've ever been before. Bless us and help us, I pray, for Jesus' sake. Thank you, Jesus, for being with us tonight. Bless us, I pray. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. Amen. Praise God. God bless you. Thank you for coming tonight. It's been a good night. Thank the Lord for his help. Be safe and be blessed. We'll see you Sunday.